January was the first month of our lives with 0 paychecks. We retired early and started it with a 100-day trip to the Caribbean. Today, I'm sharing exactly what the first month really cost us, what we're still paying at home, and how we're funding our early retirement. If you're new here, welcome. We retired at 53 and 55. We eliminated all of our debt, keeping our life simple, to build a bridge account to fund our early retirement before Social Security. Now, our fixed costs at home average about $2,000 a month. And right now, we're spending 3 months traveling in the Caribbean. So you may notice some of our island life sounds of the birds, scooters, or other traffic as we film outside. Now let's get back into our real numbers. What actually left our accounts in January? And here are the totals. First, we're going to start with our home costs. We still have our home back in the States, and this is the only home that we have ever owned. We did pay this off back in 2011, so we are completely debt-free with no car payments and no credit card debt as well. This is really important when we talk about how we retired early. No debt dramatically increases your ability to save and invest. But even without a mortgage, there is still ongoing costs. So here's what January looked like at home. We have our homeowner's insurance at $260, and that is for a policy of a $300,000 house. Our utilities, which is gas and electric, is at $200. Internet is $82, which we are looking to lower that as soon as we get back home. And our cell phones is $100 for 2 people. We have trash service at $24, TV subscriptions $45. We did not get rid of that because we are using that as we travel as well. And then we do have our car insurance at $32. So our total monthly base for January is $744. Now there's 2 things I did not add in our monthly cost, which one is property taxes. And that is because we pay that only twice a year, April and August. Each payment is $1,650. And then we also have a water bill quarterly, which is around $60 to $80. Again, we did not add those in January because we're not paying for those in January. Also, one cost that starts once we're back in the States is our health insurance. We're going to be using the ACA Silver Plan through Blue Cross Blue Shield of Nebraska. So that will cost us $366 per month, and that is for the both of us. We did check on this the other day to make sure that number is still correct. So even with the ACA changes, that came in lower than what we expected, and that is a big relief. Because health insurance is one of the biggest unknowns while we were going into early retirement, and it is for everyone who is looking at early retirement. So having that number feel manageable takes a lot of pressure off. And true to our baseline, once we're home, we'll be around $1,100 to $1,200 per month. Now, our normal cell phone cost is about $100 per month. But while we're traveling, we did add a Verizon international coverage for $10 per phone per month, so $20 that we're adding in our travel section. And yes, we went with this. It's a little more expensive than going with a cheaper plan, but we have not had the best luck with eSIMs, and this works really well for us, completely worth it. Now, we don't live cheap, but we do live intentionally. We have low fixed costs that gives us freedom everywhere else. So that's our baseline, what it costs just to exist at home. Now let's talk about what happens once travel gets layered on top of that. This is an area that a lot of people are curious about. But first, it's important to note that these numbers do not include the flights or long-term accommodations because we did pay for those back in September. So what you're seeing here is just what actually left our account during our first month of retirement. I will do a separate video later with the full cost of the entire trip for the 3 months, but for now, we're just focusing on January. So we did pay $1,270 for one of our rooms. Since we already paid the deposit in September, we had this amount left over. There is a transportation cost of $825. So that covers for 5 weeks that we bought or that we rented a car for the first 9 days. It also includes the fuel that we used and a taxi transport, and then 2 weeks of a scooter on Bonaire. And then our groceries are $777. This is island life. Prices are much more expensive here, but it does also include our adult beverages. And then our dining out is $664. Again, quite high compared to what we're used to, and does also include drinks. Then we had an immigration fee of $150, and that is what it costs to land on Bonaire. And as I mentioned before, the international phone plan with $20. So the total travel spending for January was $3,706. Add that to our home cost of $744, and our total spending for January was $4,450. Now, for the first 9 days, our daughter was with us, and my brother-in-law and his wife were also here spending some time with us. So that part of the trip looked more like vacation mode than normal life. We went out to eat more, we did more activities, and we weren't trying to optimize anything. But once everyone left, our spending dropped immediately. We started cooking more, we stayed very local because we gave the rental car back, and we walked instead of driving everywhere. So January is really 2 phases for us. The first part was the family and celebration, so we kind of let loose with that one. And the second part is much closer to what our normal early retirement lifestyle will look like. That's why we expect future months to be lower than this first one. And that brings us to the most important part of this entire video, how we're actually funding all of this. We are using our brokerage account, what we call our bridge account. It is the workhorse of our early retirement. Its entire purpose is to support us through the next decade or more until we decide when to start taking Social Security. Now in 2025 alone, we did add another $65,000 to this account. We also added $20,000 to our checking account to support us while we're traveling and paying our bills back home. So yes, we saved and invested $85,000 in 2025. Our net income that year was about $124,000. So you can see how high our savings rate really was. This is how we've been able to retire early. We've been saving like this for decades. And we do talk a lot about this in our other numbers video, especially how we've lived on about $2,000 a month for many years. Now, as of today, our bridge account is about $412,000. It is up from our $404,000 in December. So this is the account that pays for our life right now. We keep about 3 years of income in our SGOV, and this is our paycheck fund. It's a 3-month treasury bond ETF. Its goal is basically risk-free cash, and right now it's paying just over 4%. The rest of our account is invested in growth. VOO is our main growth fund, a very low fee S&P 500 ETF. We also hold Berkshire Hathaway. It's a massive business that owns dozens of companies and a huge stock portfolio. We like it because it's less volatile and tends to hold up better during market turndowns. And in 2025, my husband also added one more fund, VXUS. That gives us international exposure, and it's about 10% of our portfolio. So the way we think about this is simple. SGOV pays the bills, VOO is for growth, Berkshire is for stability, and VXUS is for diversification. We also do have retirement accounts. We have 2 Roth accounts, and my husband has his rollover 401k. In 2030, he can begin withdrawing from those accounts if needed, but that's not our plan. We want those accounts to keep growing for another decade or more. But it is really nice to know that they're there, and honestly, it helps us sleep at night. Now, as of today, we haven't withdrawn anything from our bridge account yet. We do plan on waiting until we're back in the States in April. Our current projections say that we probably won't take our first withdrawal until May or June of this year. So now let's talk about what's next for us. This is actually our last recording here in Bonaire before we head to the Dominican Republic for the next 2 months. We rented a simple 1-bedroom place in Las Terrenas, nothing fancy, and it's about a 15-minute walk to the beach. We also won't have a car or a scooter. We are planning on walking everywhere, every day. If we want to do any day trips, we'll try to figure out some sort of transportation as needed. But the goal for the next phase is to slow down even more, to settle in, to live more a normal life, not a vacation life. We're still very new to early retirement, but we've already felt a huge shift away from our old work responsibilities, especially my husband. On every vacation in the past, he was always still working. He was dealing with emails, calls, and checking on his team. Now he's much calmer and he's not distracted. And I really do love this because he's actually with me 100% now. So how are we doing emotionally? We're good. We do miss our kids, of course, but we talk to them and FaceTime them all the time. I also miss my mom a lot, and I can't wait to see her the minute we get back to the States. What we both need right now is time. Time to decompress, time to adjust, time to figure out this new part of our lives. And the truth is, we do love spending all of our time together. Our devotion to each other and what we value is what has kept us on this path for decades. That is what made the savings worth it. That's what made the sacrifices worth it. And honestly, this is what I love most about our new life. We're stronger together. So are we actually having fun? Yes. Absolutely. We are having a lot of fun. Most days are simple, and that's exactly what we love. We've been spending a lot of time at the beach, in the water, and in the sun. I travel with my kids' inner tube, and I love floating around in the ocean. We do snorkeling sometimes, and the sea life here is amazing. We love taking long walks almost every day, and we still keep up with our daily workout routines. Sometimes we go out for lunch or dinner. Other days, we just grab the scooter and we explore, because you can always find new beaches to chill out on. And one of our favorite parts is that it's not overly touristy here. We've met so many wonderful travelers from all over the world. It feels relaxed and it feels calm. Our next video will be from the Dominican Republic and a brand new background for our future videos. I'm really looking forward to sharing more of our early retirement journey with you. So if you've enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. It really does help the channel, and it helps push this content to more people who are thinking about early retirement. Thanks so much for watching today, and I'll see you in the next video.